Good evening. Thanks so much for staying up late with us. I'm Tim Pham. Let's get right to some breaking news tonight. Spokane police officers arrested a former member of the Finch parent-teacher organization for stealing more than $30,000. Officers arrested 29-year-old Mandy Russell. The investigation started when bank records showed questionable transactions by PTO officials. Police said at least $34,000 was stolen using a debit card between January of 2018 and November of 2019. Russell was charged with first-degree theft and money laundering. Now to a developing story. A Spokane police officer has been arrested and booked on rape charges. According to court documents, Nathan Nash is being investigated for sexually assaulting a woman who was already the victim of a crime he was supposed to be investigating. The woman's father reported the assault, and he said it happened at the victim's apartment. Nash has been on administrative leave since late October. He has denied the accusations through his lawyer.
It makes me feel good. One of the things that we focus on a lot is bringing a sense of community.
Well, after weeks of back and forth, today marks the official opening of the South Cannon Warming Center. Jules Helping Hands contracted with the city to run that building. It's been quite a process to get to this point, but their doors are finally open. KREM 2's Brandon Jones tells us what's next for the Warming Center.
Well, it's been a long process to get to this moment, and the work still isn't done. But today is the official opening of the South Cannon Warming Center, and I've seen nothing but smiles and nothing but positive energy while I've been out here as they open their doors. The early parts of the day came with a line forming outside and supporters rolling through with donations.
It's been a long road, but we got here.
Jules Helping Hands says this is just the first step in helping the homeless community stay warm during the winter. Right now, the center can only house 30 people overnight as the rest of the building is completed and brought up to city standard. But Julie Garcia told me they'll have a bus available for anyone who's not able to stay the night. That bus will take them to any available facility in Spokane that has open beds.
I think that's important for these guys to have a support system, just somebody around that they can just be who they are and that loves them exactly where they're at.
Over the past month, the opening of this warming center has been in question, and there's been lots of going back and forth between the city and Jules. An additional 60 beds will be available once renovations are complete. The city expects that to be finished by December, but Jules is hoping for this coming week.
Where they can come in, get rest, get their basic needs met, and then bring in the services that they need to help them end their cycle of homelessness.
In Spokane, Brandon Jones, KREM 2 News.
Brandon, thank you. Well, after a gloomy, cold Saturday, Michelle is talking about some sunshine and fresh air in the forecast. She's in the Weather Center to explain.
Yeah, we've had to deal with some stagnant air and some deteriorated air quality. It actually went down into the unhealthy for sensitive groups over the last couple of hours, but we're seeing a little bit of improvement. As of last hour, it was in the moderate category. We are expecting to see our winds increase tomorrow morning. That's going to bring some fresh air and kind of mix things up a little bit to really help improve in that particular area. As far as visibility right now, Spokane is looking pretty good. 10-mile visibility, also 10 miles in Coeur d'Alene, but they are seeing some dense fog in the Moses Lake area, Wenatchee down towards the Tri-Cities. So areas of some pretty dense fog and even some freezing fog. So take care if you're traveling early tomorrow morning in those areas. You might still have to dodge some low visibility spots. Satellite and radar picture showing mostly cloudy skies across the inland northwest. We're going to see those clouds stick around through tomorrow morning. That'll actually keep temperatures a little bit warmer than they have been. We're in the lower 30s right now. We actually may see temperatures come up a few degrees by early tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the mid 30s by 7 o'clock, and we should see some sunshine by the afternoon. That will be nice. It'll bump temperatures up into the low to mid 40s, but some light snow on the way for Monday and Tuesday, and then turning much colder by Thanksgiving.
Michelle, thank you. Well, get your ice skates ready. Take a look at this. This is a live look at the skate ribbon in downtown Spokane. The ribbon is now officially open for the winter season. It is closed right now, though, so it looks like there's some visitors there on the ice rink. But there are some pretty cool new features, and you can see those lights that are above the skaters. Those are actually sound activated, so you can see the multicolored lights right above you. It's pretty cool. You can sing and talk, and it'll kind of match the cadence of your voice, which is pretty cool. So crews also added white paint underneath the ice to give the ribbon a nice polished look. Daily admission is $7.25 for adults and $5.25 for kids. Kids 2 and younger skate for free.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, that's the man himself. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at River Park Square. Tonight was the tree lighting ceremony, and Santa was on hand along with 2 of his reindeer. You can see it there. And Santa will be available for pictures through December 24th. So be sure to take a trip down to the mall down in downtown Spokane and enjoy some of the holiday festivities. Well, let's get to Washington State football tonight. Somehow they found a way to win a wild game against Oregon State today. They scored a touchdown in the game's final moments to clinch a bowl game for the 5th straight year. Karthik Venkatraman joins us now in studio with what happened. Karthik, how did they do it?
Tim, I have no idea how they did it, to be honest with you. Washington State football won that game, and the way they did it, they did everything they could in the 4th quarter to give it away, and then they somehow found a way to pull it out in dramatic fashion. Here's how the 4th quarter unfolded. Oregon State's Jamar Jefferson touchdown run makes this game 42-39. WSU still up, but on the ensuing onside kick right after that, Washington State fumbles it, and Oregon State gets it back, scores a touchdown, makes it 46-42. WSU gets the ball back after that, and then Anthony Gordon throws an interception. Oregon State comes right back, turns that into another touchdown pass from Jake Luton to Jefferson. Now they're up 53-42. Washington State wouldn't go down easy, though. On the next possession, Anthony Gordon going to find Desmond Patton to make it 53-48. Beavers get the ball back, have a 4th down thing that they have to do here where they decide whether they want to go for it or not. Well, Skylar Thomas ends up jarring it loose on a 4th down conversion. When it was all said and done, they get the ball back. Max Borghi scores the touchdown. Brenna Green joins us live from Pullman.
Thank you so much, Karthik. The Cougs become bowl eligible tonight in Martin Stadium, but that feels like an afterthought with all of the craziness that happened in this game. Max Borghi predicted last week in his post-game presser that WSU would get this win against the Beavs. So naturally, he's the player that scores the walk-off touchdown to seal it all. We had to ask him a bit about his premonition there.
Feels good. Definitely feels good. I needed to back myself up, so I was confident in myself and confident in my team for sure.
I couldn't write it any better, I guess. Max is pretty bold and telling him to keep his predictions down. But, awesome job. And Max is a gamer, and Max wanted the ball in his hands, and I know it, so I'm sure he's happy the way that turned out.
Another thing lost in the madness of this game, Anthony Gordon breaking the Pac-12's single-season passing touchdown record. This is the touchdown that broke it right here. There were a lot of times where Gordon thought he may never see the field for the Cougs. He says breaking that record is a testament of hard work.
I mean, just reflecting on it a little bit, just kind of goes to show if you keep your head down and you work hard enough, anything's possible. My situation looked kind of dark at the beginning, but just kind of kept my head down, kept working, and just goes to show what you can do if you work hard.
And finally tonight, the Cougs celebrating Tyler Helinski on what would have been his senior day. A very classy moves by the Cougs. Instead of announcing each player individually coming out of the tunnel, the entire senior class and Mike Leach came out as one and hugged the Helinskis before the senior day festivities started. It was a highly emotional moment here in Martin Stadium, and the team certainly felt that tonight's win was for Tyler.
No doubt, can't help but think about it. Tyler's always with us every step of the way. So unbelievable. It was awesome to see Kim and Mark tonight. I know it was pretty tough for them, but it was great to see them, and I'm real happy that we were able to get a win for them.
Can't help but think, 3 helped us out. It's a great feeling. I'm trying not to get emotional, but it's a crazy feeling.
Get this win over Oregon State. It's Apple Cup week, so Borghi was asked some more questions about if he had any predictions. He walked off this game, so we're going to let him walk off this segment per se. Here's what he had to say when asked if he had any score predictions.
No score, but I will be scoring a lot.
Okay, we're done. Thanks, Max.
much. And, you know, as they were talking about, Apple Cup is up next. So if you thought Apple Cup couldn't get any more competitive, you were wrong. This competition within a competition benefits Team Gleason, which works to fund treatment and research for patients with ALS. Gleason partnered with WSU to go head-to-head with Phil Green, a University of Washington alum and former football player who was diagnosed with ALS. The two are battling it out in the Apple Cup ALS Challenge. Whichever school raises $50,000 before the other wins. So you can donate up until halftime of Apple Cup on November 29th. And to give you an idea of how your team is doing, here's a look at the competition's leaderboard. A little bit earlier, it looked like WSU was up just by 1%. So if you want to donate, you can find a link on our website, KREM.com.